What is up, guys? Orbital-Pilot back here, back again in the world of Warthunder. This time taking the sky in the A6M3. Now, this was not my initial plan for the video today, but more on that in a minute. Let's jump right into the gameplay. So, Typhoon down low, or actually fairly low, 2100 meters. This map is hugely biased towards the Japanese, so I kind of feel bad for the man. But you know what? That doesn't mean I'm not going to go for him. Put a couple of rounds into his engine and central gear leg and twist back around. Most of the time these cannons are fairly decent, but right there they really shined. So let's talk a little bit about the A6M3. Now, like I said, this was not my original plan. I was actually going to do a video on the P38, and I ran into a couple of issues. A couple of issues I thought I would never be saying. German teams today were just being absolute garbage, like complete filth, at least at 3.7. That is a rarity, to say the least. I have no clue what was going on, but they were not doing alright, so it was really hard to get a gameplay that wasn't really boring, and I really wasn't going to put that up on the channel. Now, I'm sorry if this video is a little bit different than my other ones. Most of the time, or actually for the past month or so now, I feel like my quality has been really good, especially for what I've been doing. But I don't know, like there was just some weird problems going on today, and I think I figured it out. I think it had to do with actually iTunes running in the background. Even though I uninstalled the program, iTunes loves to run, especially the update center, and that is just ridiculously annoying because it just brings you out of the game. That's what kept on happening, and it would just like, it would continue recording, but it would just be really laggy until I got back into the game. So hopefully that doesn't happen in this video. I think I got it all fixed, but you know, just in case it does. So I chased down that Typhoon early in the game, and now I have a Typhoon both above me and, well, one below me just died. So only one above me and a Spitfire. Now, originally, I was going to fly away because I know the Typhoon is going to continue to run. That's a pretty smart idea on his part. And the Spitfire, I know, is probably going to come down here and turn fight. Also, probably not a terrible idea, except for the fact that you're going against A6M3s. Now, don't get me wrong, Spitfires can outturn most things, and if it's a one-on-one battle and the Spitfire pilot is actually better than the Zero, they can sometimes actually outturn a Zero. But the problem with Japanese teams is, first things first, we have a Focke-Wulf 190 up here, so players can't dive away because the Focke-Wulf will catch them. They can't outturn because I'm down here, and we have an A7M, which is really the jack of all trades. So we really have all of our bases covered. It's going to be really hard for teams to actually go and do something without us countering it really well. And like I said, that's kind of the problem with Japanese teams and why they're so good. It's not because the planes are overpowered. In fact, a lot of the planes I feel like should be down tiered, especially in the higher tiers, just a little bit. But they have so many different types of planes. They have, for instance, the A7M, which is like the jack of all trades, like I said, and the Zeros, of course, the turn fighters, and stuff like the Kai 43s and the J2M2. So you have boom zoomers. They really have planes that fit the current meta really well. Now Spitfire tries to turn on me. If, like I said, if he was just a little bit faster, he probably would have got a shot on me right there. Luckily enough, he doesn't. Continues to turn fight. Of course, by now you have 3 people on him, not including me. Put a couple more rounds into him. Like I said, though, these cannons are alright most of the time, but they're really nothing special. In fact, I really don't like them personally. I think they're beat out by pretty much every cannon in the game. Just the velocity is just way too slow. So, yeah, I mean, it could also be because my convergence is set to 800 meters, but I would like you to keep in mind that that's the convergence I use on pretty much every other plane, even stuff like the P47 and the Focke-Wulf 190s, the BF 109s, all 800 meters, because that's the point in which I really like to engage. So I'm not going to go down and dive for him. Instead, I'm going to wait for this Typhoon. He will catch me in a dive, so simply turn around, and there's nothing he can do. I am pretty much invincible. So there's nothing he can do. He can't dive on me. I'll simply outturn him. And like I said, if you turn under a plane, it makes it really hard to continue the dive. Especially considering the fact that the Typhoon will lock up at higher speeds. So a lot of the battle, guys, I want to talk about this a little bit too. A lot of the battle is simply knowing the opponent. Not even really the way he flies, because with so many people online, you're really not going to know the direct flight patterns. But knowing the planes will help you a ton. For instance, if that was a Spitfire, he probably wouldn't be doing what he's doing. But speaking of that, the Focke-Wulf 190, what I was talking about a minute ago with Japanese teams, yeah, he's about to have a really bad day. So, yeah, the game, like I said, Japanese teams are overpowered most of the time. The game went fairly quickly. I'm gonna spawn blind hunt. So, yeah, this is a lifesaver, especially when there's a P-51 5,000 meters above the ground. Luckily enough, though, he's not one of those people, and he is going to come down and fight fairly quickly. I think he might have been AFK for a while, but he's back for sure now. So anyways, I was talking about the A6M3 and what makes it so difficult to fight against. There's really nothing that it does. There's not a plane that is going to beat it on its home turf. Its home turf is obviously fairly low, probably below 3,000 meters, and it's those low, fairly slow engagements. For instance, mostly everything will outrun you. I think like the only thing you can outrun in an A6M2 or 3 or 5 is stuff like the I-16, which I don't think I've ever fought in this. So pretty much everything is going to outrun you, even some bombers. This plane is terribly slow in a straight line. Now you can see I am fairly quickly losing speed under 400 miles an hour. That P-51 though, he's not going to get enough energy back to dodge me. Now, although this plane is really good in engagements that it owns, like I said, its acceleration isn't bad, and it's really, probably, let's be honest, one of the best planes in the game for dogfighting. Its speed is just terrible, and that is one point that every plane will beat you, like I said, and it's one thing that really kept me from winning right here. So P-51 starts to dive down. Now, I'm not going to start shooting because for some weird reason, although I can hit shots like the one in the beginning of this video, which are fairly hard and require a lot of piloting, not skill, but a lot of time practicing to get those perfectly right, I still, after like 3.5 years of playing, cannot hit a plane going in a straight line, and I have no idea why. But it's just, I think it's the silhouette, probably with my 800 meter convergence, makes it really difficult. So, you know what, maybe I'll get better in the future, but maybe not at the same time, because, I don't know, 3.5 years, 3 years, I probably should have got better by now. Now, if the cannons had done a little bit more work there, probably would have been a kill, but like I said, these cannons are spotty, not my favorite, and right here you can really see them lacking. Again, another hit, but the P-51 is just fine. Once you're out of your cannons, though, that's really where the problem starts. You get 200 shots, and then you have 7.7s, and not good 7.7s, not like the Brits, which are fairly decent. I like the Germans too. These are just terrible. They do no damage. In fact, you can see I shot for like all elevations right there, so that it would be really hard for one of those bullets not to hit, and I still just get no indicator that I even touched the plane. The actual velocity of the bullets are so slow, they do no damage. So once you run out of cannons, I highly recommend going all the way back to base, landing, because there's a very high possibility you're not going to do anything for the rest of the match. So guys, yeah, the A6M3 is one of my favorite planes, at least in the Japanese Zero lineup. It's probably my favorite Zero, but you know, that's just my personal opinion. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you guys like? Do you like the A6M2, the 3, or the 5? And why? Personally, I think the A6M3 is the best, and you know, it's a good battle rating too. Not too hard to fly at all, especially when you get an air spawn on maps like these. So guys, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys know how much it helps me. We're almost to 300. So, yeah, I will see you guys next time.